Hey guys, it's me, Katie B, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Jewel by Amy Ewing. It's a YA dystopian novel, and I'll read you the synopsis and then I'll give you my review. Auctioned as a surrogate, imprisoned in the palace of the Duchess of the Lake, destined to carry the child of a woman she despises, Violet is trapped in a living death, her name and body no longer her own. She fights to hold on to her identity and sanity, uncertain of the fate of her friends, isolated and at the mercy of the Duchess. Then she meets another captive, Ash, the handsome royal companion. Drawn together, Violet and Ash are puppets in the deadly game of court politics, each the other's jeopardy and salvation. For me, I love the world building. The world in this is so interesting and so unique and diverse, and I was hooked for the first half of the novel because the world is just built beautifully in this novel. So Violet is someone who can use this book's version of magic, and she's from the poorer side of the city, or kind of their world rather, and it's where all the people who have this special type of magic come from, and those who are members of royalty use these girls because the royalty cannot bear children of their own, which is really awesome. And for me, that first half of the novel was just amazing and I loved it, and Violet's character was awesome, and it was amazing to see the before bit as well. Instead of being just immediately chucked into the world too, you get to see bits of Violet's life before the auction, bits of her life before being put in the school that they are put in to learn how to use their magic, and which is called auguries in this book. And you get to see that glimpse of her life, and then you get to see what life is like in the Duchess of the Lake's house, which is huge. But after the halfway point, it kind of went a little bit downhill, because while Ash is kind of introduced at this point, which is a little bit late for me if you're going to have a romance, it was quite fast as well with their romance, because seriously, 10 minutes after meeting they fall in love, which damn it, not another insta love. Really? Insta love? Haven't we seen enough of that? Come on. So yeah, it would have been better if it hadn't have been insta love, but even then they didn't gel well, and I didn't like their romance, and it wasn't believable. So for me, that latter half of the novel was just kind of, why? Really? Come on. It had potential. The beginning was amazing. This is the first time on this channel where I've liked the beginning and then I haven't liked the end, because it's usually the other way around if it's gonna be this kind of thing. I usually don't like the beginning and then the ending just saves it. But it's the other way around with this book. The potential was there. It was a page turner in the beginning. Come on. So yes. The latter half dragged because of the romance. And I just kind of found myself reading a couple of pages at a time, and I was like, oh, please. Come on. So yes, And then, because of the romance, Violet becomes kind of this unintelligent female protagonist, which, yet again, is this consequence of having insta-love in YA novels. Because, they don't retain their personality. It would have been better again if Violet had retained some element of her personality in there as well. But the few short bits of them together, because they're even after they meet in the middle of the book, they don't really see much of each other. It's, very, very weird. I didn't like it, the relationship. So it lost all its potential for me. The beginning bit was certainly worth it, but the ending just wasn't. And I probably would forget it after a day. So yeah, it's a bit of a disappointment in that respect. Well written disappointment, but a slight disappointment all the same. It's not going to leave much impact. But I will see you next time. If you liked my rant, please hit that like button. You may see more of them in the future. But yes, see you next time. Bye bye!